Wishing my TBDJ family a wonderful Shabbos. I had a thought that I wanted to share as we get into and prepare for Shabbos together. Is it possible for a person to enjoy that which they're forced to do? We're living in an era right now with restrictions and guidelines and all sorts of rules. So it's an appropriate topic to talk about as we go into this second Shabbos of this newest lockdown. And the idea of this, a really beautiful thought on this idea, springs out of the parsha that I wish we could all read together in shul tomorrow, in which the 10th and final plague of Makot Bechorot, the death of the firstborn, is described. And when Moshe first warns Paro about this particular plague, he describes it as being all-encompassing, all the way mi Bechor Paro, from the firstborn of you yourself, Paro, all the way down ad Bechor HaShifcha, until the firstborn of the maidservant who works for you, all of them, including all firstborn animals, all the firstborns are going to die. And Rashi is very troubled that the firstborn of Paro, of the Egyptians, who have subjugated the Jews and caused them so much pain and suffering, we can understand that's what this is all about. But the firstborn of the Shifcha, of the maidservant, she herself is a slave to Paro. Anything that she has to do is because the Egyptian taskmasters are forcing them. Why should she be caught up in this particular plague? Rashi explains, based on the words of the sages, that she too indeed, afhein mishta'abdin b'Yisrael. They also subjugated the Jews, caused them pain and suffering. But Rashi says, you might say, it wasn't their doing, it wasn't their choice. They were forced into it. They themselves are maidservants. Rashi adds two very important words. Usmechin bitzaratan. And they enjoyed, they rejoiced, they were happy in the pain and suffering that they were causing. The Maharal of Prague explains those two words that Rashi adds, that they enjoyed it, is actually at the key of this entire concept. In general, there are two ideas that a person goes through. Either you do something because you want to and you enjoy it, or because you're forced into it. And there's an external force that's requiring you to do it. And in general, when there's an external force that requires us to do something, we're not happy about it. Because look, by definition, I wouldn't have chosen to do this. It's only because I have to. And in most circumstances in life, those are two opposite experiences that we have. You know, in any simple example, a person has a job in their place of work. Many aspects of that which they do, they enjoy, they're happy to, they like what they do. Every job has its aspects that a person really doesn't want to do. I wish I didn't have to do this. This part is it's just because I have to. And normally the way that that's expressed is the parts of the job that I like, I'm excited about. You could see in my face that I'm happy about it. And the parts that I don't like is begrudgingly. What am I supposed to do? I have to do this. Even within one's own family role, even as parents, as grandparents, you could say 99% of the roles that we play are enjoyable. We wouldn't trade it in for anything in the world. But every role has certain tasks, whatever those tasks may be, that I just don't like doing this. And we could, in most circumstances, it's just written all over our faces that we just don't particularly enjoy what it is that we're doing. But because life is not black and white and not so simple, sometimes these two ideas can cross, in which a person might be forced into doing something that they have to do, but they actually enjoy it, and they would have loved to have done it anyway, even though they have to do it. Taking as a very simple example, exercise. There are people in the world who love exercising. They'll pay good money to go daily, weekly, and while they're there, they actually enjoy it. They enjoy the strain, they enjoy the sweat, they enjoy everything that they're doing. They know it's healthy for them and they like it. And then there's the rest of us who, even if we get ourselves to do it, don't particularly enjoy it. And most of us won't even do it just because we don't like it. Imagine a situation in which a person would be told by their doctor, whatever condition you particularly have, you must exercise 3 times a week to survive. You have to. If you do not do that, it's going to be a disaster. So there are people who love exercising anyway, who are now told, you have to do this. You cannot survive if you don't. Great. I will do it even more. Now that I have to, it doesn't change anything. It just gives me additional motivation. I'm happy to do this. Whereas for the rest of the population who would not have otherwise been interested in doing this, now it's just a task that they have to do. They understand, I need to. It's not something I want to do, but I have to do it. How do you tell the difference? Who's in which category? So you can tell by the smile on the face of a person who's doing it because they like it or just because they have to. They understand that they have to. And as I have to do something so that they will indeed do what they need to do. Rashi comments, the Shivcha, the maidservant in Mitzrayim, had to do what she had to do. She was told and commanded to subjugate and put the Jews into painful situations. But usmeichin bitzarasan, they enjoyed it. There was a smile on their face. And you can see in the smile that even though they have to do something, it's what they really want. It's the essence of their being. And that's why they were punished as well. It's true they could say, but I had to. Yeah, but you enjoyed it. And if you enjoy it, then we really see what's really in your heart. This, the Maharal then speaks about at great length, is the essence of what it means to be a Jew. There are so many things that we have to do. I have to daven. I have to keep Shabbat. I have to keep kosher. There are actually 613 to be exact. So many do's and don'ts. The issue is, the question is, how is it that we perform, that we experience, that we go through them? There are ways, there are experiences that we have in which you could see on the face, I really don't want to be doing this. I just feel the external pressure. I know I have to, but I don't want to. But there are times where a Jew can live their life as if, I know I have to do this, but I love it. I want to. There's nothing greater. There's no better merit, zchus, that a person can have than to be a member of the Jewish people, keeping Torah, keeping mitzvah. This is the best. And you can see it on the face. You can see the joy. You can see the smile. Of course it's true that I have to. But at the same time that it's true that I have to, there's an I want to. There's an I love this. And it expresses itself. And it expresses itself in the smile and the joy that a Jew has while performing all of those mitzvahs. Wishing everybody a safe, warm, healthy, and wonderful Shabbos.